All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a lot going on around the shop today. Jesse's working on getting the firewall done on a Lexus. Eddie's finishing up some welding and some tabs and brackets.
What'd you do? You didn't lose my little drill bit, did you?
Here.
Yeah, okay.
What'd you make, Eddie?
Play, see that one. You see the hole? I made the display by hand.
8-inch chromoly.
Yeah. You see it?
We're cutting a mid plate like that so you can slide the mid plate straight up out of the dual frame rails. While they work on this thing, I want to show you guys today a wishbone that we're doing for a customer. Customer sent it in. It's from an old Don Ness Pro Stock car. You can see it's pretty small compared to what we usually do. This 1-inch tube instead of 1 1/4 inch, which is normal for us. The slider's also pretty small, but we're going to duplicate it exactly how it is so we know that it's going to fit in a customer's car. We got everything notched up here already, ready to go.
Hey Corey, what you doing, man?
No, I'm just hanging out.
Oh, okay. You working here?
No, I don't work.
Corey's going to do a seminar. He's going to do a seminar on how to sit in a chair and watch TV and make money.
Netflix, Prime Video.
Yeah, all day
all the
sleeping?
good stuff.
He's the only person I know that cannot work and survive somehow.
Oh my goodness. It's Cody.
Look, gold chain.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tuck that in.
Yeah,
chain.
it is. The welding nipples, what? I don't know. Cameron, why are you running? What are you working on?
The wishbone.
You make the wishbone?
Yeah.
No. You make half the wishbone.
Yeah, it's almost done.
Cameron today working, maybe sink.
Maybe 6.
So, a lot of titanium. Danny Nacho the tubing. Corey see everything. Jesse power cleaning. And Eddie Spaghetti set up the camera.
Alright guys, today I just want to show you a little bit on these wishbones. I already showed you a little clip on this one kind of going together and welding it and notching it and some other stuff. This was a customer sent this wishbone in. It's off a Don Ness Pro stock car. So we're just going to duplicate it in titanium. It'll save about half the weight, which is a decent amount. Same guy's actually getting all 4-link bars. He's getting lower control arms, a bunch of stuff, so he'll save a decent amount of weight. Something like this is good for something that's not high horsepower, maybe NA or small block nitrous, or possibly a radial car, but this one doesn't have a ton of support in the X's. This is 1 inch instead of 1.25 inches. So this isn't something we usually typically do if we're selling to a customer to install on a new build, but it is what the customer had, so we're just making it exactly the same. This is a little shorter than we usually use. This is a typical wishbone we would build for a big tire car that's not crazy power, with the X in it. Obviously that strengthens it up quite a bit, and as you can see, it's also narrower. We do them in all different widths. This is a typical like Bickle width, but as you can see, this is 1.25 inch tube with a 1 inch slider. We also do them with an 1.5 inch tube and an 1.25 inch slider, so that's pretty stout there. But this is pretty much what we use on all our pro mods and anything really fast. Radial cars don't need this too much because they don't shake a lot, so they hold up pretty good. With something really similar to this, even without the X, we go obviously as light as possible, but it's still got to work. It's still got to hold up. But we make them in all different kinds of lengths and widths, so if you want to send it in, it's something easy we could do and turn it around pretty quick without having to have the car here, which is good because we don't have a lot of time to do big jobs right now. Also on this one, the customer sent it in, has a regular rod end, which you can use a rod end like this, and then you could use a tab with a tube welded to each side, so you still have a lot of pivot here. We don't usually do it like that. We usually use a Bickle bracket, which I'll show you here in a second. A Bickle billet bracket, and we use these high angularity rod ends. So that gives you a lot of adjustment there. It can go up and down, especially now with the radial cars. As much as they separate, you got to have that. You got to have quite a bit of movement. So, but these are super critical. Obviously, this is why we jig them up like this. This has to be dead straight with these adjusted the same. If your rear end's not straight with these the same, and you have to kick it over a little bit to get this to line up with your rear end when it's centering the car, then that means as the rear end goes up and down and this goes crooked, it's going to push your rear end side to side, which you don't want to do that. So this is, like I said, this is really important that it goes just like this, perfectly straight in the middle. And so that's why we have a bunch of jigs. We have jigs set up for this here, 11 inch, 12 inch, and this one's 16, which is wider than we usually do them, but that's what the customer wanted. So the main reason I want to show you guys all these parts we build in detail is so that when we do some of the bigger builds that we have coming up, and we'll do updates on the bigger builds once a week or every other week, that you guys have a better understanding on kind of what goes into them and the reasoning for them. So that's really the reason I want to show you guys all this. And also, we sell this stuff, or if you guys buy this somewhere else, or if you buy this stuff somewhere else, you have an idea on what you're doing if you're putting it together. So let's take these over there and see what the weight difference is. All right guys, we got the wishbone finished up. I just want to weigh it, see what the weight difference is on these two wishbones between what the customer had in Molly and what we just built in titanium. The chromoly one is 3 pounds 6 ounces. Titanium one is 1 pound 13 ounces. So it's about half the weight, which is about what it usually is. We made this a hair bit longer, and we made these in 1 inch instead of 5/8. So that could be a little bit of weight. Reason why it's not exactly half, but it's very close to half. So that'll definitely help. One more thing I pointed out in the 4-link videos and stuff, but 4-link bar videos, but I want to show you guys. If you're doing anything that is suspension related or needs to be really strong, the welds need to be silver or gold. You can't have much color in the welds. If you have color in the welds, it's not going to be as strong as it should be. So if you're doing this at home, you get a kit or get parts or do it yourself, just make sure you have that similar color in the weld. But that's about it. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.